Good morning and welcome back to another video, and today is another day of the Zero to Gold Cap Challenge. Now just stick around and enjoy the video. Okay, so today we are going to be going over Shadowfang Keep. Now this one is kind of an okay transmog farm. Now this is due to the fact that it can actually drop the Shadowfang, which is a sword in which you can sell on the auction house for a load of gold. And at the end of the day, it's pretty good. It actually fetches a decent price. So let's just jump into what we actually got a hold of through running 3 hours of the Shadowfang Keep. Now overall I will be going over how I actually tend to run it, and that being the case, let's open up our mobile banking to have a look at all of the lovely goodies in which we actually have. Now we got one additional thing. We got the ornate bronze lockbox. We got one of those, so we added that to our nice little collection of lockboxes. So basically once that tab is completely full, we're going to actually open them all. But other than that guys, let's just jump in and have a look. Most of the stuff actually does sell for a decent amount of price, so like Buccaneer's boots, 400 gold, doesn't really fluctuate all that much in the price. We also have some other things such as the Spellbinder vest. It's mainly like the chest pieces which are actually costing the most gold. All of the other stuff is like very low in value, but overall we're selling it all, so that's not a problem right there. So other than that, we also got quite a few nice little patterns every time, which we can actually sell for a reasonable amount of gold. When it comes to the old world patterns, a lot of them actually don't go for an awful lot of gold, but at the end of the day, a lot of collectionists will actually just buy out a load of these recipes, so they will sell eventually. And that being the case, let's actually get onto the materials. We got quite a bit of linen cloth. We got a hold of 637 linen cloth, and we also got a hold of 811 wool cloth. So we got quite a lot of wool cloth with that. The other thing, we do have another pattern in here. I kind of got mixed up, haha. But aside from that, we also got shadow gems. We got 16 of those. They go for a gold a piece, which is, well, 16 gold. That's not too bad. We also got some light leather, 3 of those. That was from a chest. The tiger's eye, moss agate, and a bolt of woolen cloth, which we actually got along with that. We also have some silk cloth as well. Now, aside from that, what are the items of note that we actually got a hold of? Well, for starters, we actually got the Ring of Defense, which is a min buyout on my realm for 1,999 gold, and the market value is 2,459 gold, along with the region market value average of 3,069 gold. We do have a region sale average of 635 gold, which ain't too bad in the grand scheme of things, so I'm okay with that. We also got another ring, Band of Purification, which doesn't actually sell for an awful lot, but the market value on that is 17 gold apparently, and the region market value average is 2,878 gold, along with the region sell average of 1,001 gold. The other thing of note, which is one of the BOE items that you can actually get along with this, and that is the Black Malice. This is a two-handed mace, which we can actually pull up on the screen right now, and actually looks pretty damn awesome. To be honest, I don't know why I don't have it myself, but yeah, the Black Malice two-handed mace looks pretty damn awesome, and it sells for, on my realm, for a min buyout of 11,861 gold, or a market value of 11,647 gold. The other things of note for that is the region market value average of 17,003 gold and a region sell average of 753 gold. In case we got quite a decent amount. So now let's just talk about my little overview for Shadowfang Keep. Now this is borderline the same type of farm as Stratholme, wherein the fact of you're only going for some high ticket items, you're not really using this to pad out your auction house that much. You don't get an awful lot of green items to pad out your auction house and all that jazz. You're mainly going for specific items and hoping to get a Shadowfang. So much as what I said yesterday, this one is kind of if you've already padded out your auction house. Now, aside from that, we will be going over the next few days which farms to actually pad out our auction house, because we're definitely in need of it, because we've only got like 500 items. We need at least 2,000. So what I'm going to plan on doing is we're going to actually focus on padding out our auction house with a load of farms, and then we can go back to these types of farms where they're for specific items as such. So like, take for instance, Gnomrigan is a great farm for farming up just the specific items. Whereas if you actually ran something like the Sunwell, that would be a good one to pad out your auction house with. So therefore you're kind of getting a gist of what we're actually going about. So for obvious reasons, we're going to be focusing on padding out our auction house to get regular gold, and then we'll focus on the high-end stuff moving forward. That's just something I've been reading through the comments about this when it comes to the transmog setup. Going off on a tangent right now, but I will come back to actually the farm. I got a comment yesterday about the garrison guide setup. Now, just one thing I must say, this is going to take a little bit more time to actually figure out all of the ins and outs and seeing the regular gold, because I'd rather take my time in order to make the gold guide and then give you a fully fleshed out one that actually works, as opposed to a subpar one which doesn't work. Hence why it's taking a little bit of time to do. Now, that being the case, let's just jump into Shadowfang Keep and show you how I run it. Okay, so let's just run into Shadowfang Keep. We're at the beginning right now. We've just pulled up our loot appraiser, and we're just going to grab the aggro of all of these mobs. Now, by the way, you can run through here, but there's one little trick on this. You do not want to kill the boss first. You want to kill all this pack of mobs first, because as soon as you kill the boss, all of these mobs will despawn, and you won't get the necessary items that you can get additionally with this. So you want to kill the pack of mobs first, then the boss, otherwise you just won't get that additional loot. It's really that cut forward. Now, at this point here is usually when I take a minute just to like take a swig of a cup of tea or something, because this is a little bit RPE when it comes to actually farming this instance. Like the wolf dude, the Worgen guy will actually jump down and start shouting and talking and all that jazz, and then he'll come over to the door and unlock it for you. There is no way around it unless you're a demon hunter, which then you can like double jump up onto the ledge and jump and run around. But for obvious reasons, we're going to run it normally how we would usually, as this will be the more accurate of the two of a rundown on how you actually farm it, because not a lot of people will be able to pull off the maneuver, so to speak. So what I'm going to do is, the RP is finished, and now we can actually do the farm. I soothe this guy, and then I speed up, and then I grab all of the aggro from all of the guys, and then they will start following me. There are chests dotted around. You can obviously pull all these guys in and do that, but we're just going to do a complete full run of this. And there's a reason why I run on the right hand side. That is because when all the mobs come through, we're actually going to be turning left. So they'll instinctively start changing to the left hand side, because it's the shortest distance to get to me for the aggro. And that means that they're going to pull all the mobs that I didn't pull on my first way around, and then they can all gather themselves up. That's how I like to do it. I use the mobs to gather the mobs, and overall this actually works out kind of well. Now I like to turn left as I come in here and just grab the aggro for that guy. These guys will start coming up to us, and what we want to do is we want to run near the gargoyles, and we just want to actually spawn them quickly, and then we can then burn them down here. Now this is what I like to do right now, and overall it actually works, because this little ledge, all the casters are going to have to come around the side in order to actually kill them, and it clusters them in, so I can just AoE them down, and then I can then focus on the next of this actual farm. So now we've actually gathered these up, we've just gained a load of blue items which we can sell to the vendor. Not overly too much. The gold per hour for this farm is actually kind of low, figured, because it's a specific item farm. It's not really a padding out farm for transmog. So for obvious reasons, that's why I will do this. And what I like to do now is just gather up all of the mobs in here, and I like to stop around about here as well. Now this will bring them all around the corner. I kill this last pack, I loot them, and now I double back with a sprint. And what I'll actually plan on doing, actually I'm going to double back right now, just 2 seconds, because there is a chest on the way back, and then just gather that, and then that's 375 gold's worth of looted item value items just from that one chest. Now the thing with the actual scaling of the chests, they actually come out at their original rates, and that means that they're actually going to come out at like level 18 instead of level 60. So I just jump over the wall, jump down, and then run back out of the instance, and then all I've got to do now is destroy, reset instance, and then run back in. So that being the case, we managed to gather up a few items. Obviously we're not going to get that many overall, and at the end of the day, still not overly too bad. So at the end of my actual run, I will see how much I actually got. I'll vendor all of the soulbound items, and then all I have to do then is, actually I just sold some wool cloth, I want that back. And overall, that's what I'll be doing for that. So that is how I run Shadowfang Keep. It doesn't take that long in order to do, and at the end of the day, you're basically going to be able to completely get the lockout quite quickly. So what I would do is I would combine this one with a herbalism farm or another type of specific farm. You could always fly around Silverpine Forest gathering ores and materials in order to get materials up, but I tend to not do this. I would rather just jump onto another character and then gather up something else that's more worthwhile, such as like skinning or something along those lines, until the lockout comes back on. Now for me, I was just coding in between doing this, so this worked out quite well for me. And other than that, let's just get into the gold for the day. Okay, so the gold for the day is a healthy 3060 gold. Things of note: Highborn Compendium of Storms. The rest of it is all of the like Shadow Silk and like a Dark Iron Ore and all that jazz. So let's just pull that in, bringing us up to 1,020,888 gold. Not overly a good day for us on that part, but I have actually seen our transmog one, and yeah, where our focus is at the moment, it's definitely paying off. So that being the case, obviously I've got to redo my restocks properly. I've got to do a massive restock actually, which is for a load of different things for everything that I'm doing at the moment. So that's something that I should do. It's like 54,991 gold invested for a 43,419 gold return with profit with that. So that's not too bad. So overall, what I'll probably be doing for the rest of the day is probably doing a bit more coding, and we're going to be doing some more padding out of the auction house. That being the case, have an awesome rest of the day, and I shall see you in the next video, which will be tomorrow.